Old Hollywood loved to sell the dream of beauty and perfection, but the truth is, not every golden age star was born with that glamorous look. Many of them were transformed by Hollywood's magic, through makeup, styling, even surgery. Today, we're uncovering 15 golden age actors whose looks were completely transformed by Hollywood. Clark Gable, later crowned the King of Hollywood, was not always considered a natural leading man. Early in his career, casting directors criticized his large ears, uneven teeth, and rugged features. MGM, determined to shape him into a box office sensation, invested heavily in his transformation. His teeth were corrected through expensive dental work, his hair was carefully styled to give him a polished look, and tailored suits were designed to emphasize his strong frame while downplaying imperfections. With Hollywood's magic touch, Gable evolved into one of the most charismatic actors of the 1930s. Audiences never saw the awkward young man he once was, only the charming star who became an icon in Gone with the Wind. Rita Hayworth, born Margarita Cancino, entered Hollywood with striking features but was told her natural look was too ethnic for leading roles. Determined to transform her into a star, Columbia Pictures made drastic changes to her appearance. Her dark hair was lightened to a fiery red, her eyebrows reshaped, and her hairline painfully raised through electrolysis to give her a broader forehead. These alterations, though extreme, completely reshaped her image. Overnight, Rita was no longer the shy dancer struggling for attention, but the glamorous, love goddess of the 1940s. Films like Gilda cemented her as one of Hollywood's greatest icons, proving how the studios of the Golden Age could manufacture beauty and rewrite destiny. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe, born Norma Jean Mortensen, was far from the glamorous image that made her a legend. In her early years, she had curly brown hair, a rounder face, and an ordinary girl next door look. When she entered Hollywood, the transformation began. Her hair was dyed a platinum blonde, her makeup was carefully crafted to highlight her lips and eyes, and her style was reshaped into one of seductive confidence. Rumors suggest she even had minor cosmetic procedures to refine her appearance. With the studio's guidance, Norma Jean became Marilyn Monroe, the ultimate symbol of Hollywood beauty and desire. Her transformation is perhaps the most famous example of how Hollywood could reinvent an ordinary girl into a timeless icon. Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford's rise to stardom was not without reinvention. Born Lucille LeSueur, she was told early in her career that her face looked too harsh for the screen. MGM insisted on a transformation, changing her name and refining her look. Crawford underwent extensive dental work, changed her hairstyle to highlight her sharp features, and embraced heavy makeup that emphasized her striking eyes. She also worked tirelessly on her posture and physique, giving her a commanding presence both on and off screen. The result was a glamorous and powerful star who reigned throughout the 1930s and 1940s. Crawford's transformation proved that with discipline, style, and Hollywood's help, an actress could reinvent herself into a symbol of sophistication and success. Hedy Lamarr. Hedy Lamarr was born in Vienna with natural beauty, but Hollywood wanted perfection. Known originally as Hedwig Kiesler, she was marketed as the most beautiful woman in the world, but this image came after calculated transformation. Her hairstyle was carefully crafted into glossy, dark waves, her makeup emphasized her symmetrical features, and her wardrobe was designed to project exotic elegance. Hollywood often lightened her European accent to appeal to American audiences, further reshaping her identity. While her beauty captivated millions, few knew the effort behind her screen image. Ironically, Lamarr was also a brilliant inventor, proving that she was far more than the glamorous persona Hollywood carefully engineered. She was both a product of transformation and a genius hidden beneath the surface. Greta Garbo. Greta Garbo, one of the most mysterious and alluring stars of the Golden Age, was not always the glamorous figure audiences adored. Born in Sweden, she entered Hollywood with a heavy accent, fuller features, and a look considered unconventional by studio standards. MGM stylists reshaped her image through meticulous makeup techniques, lighting tricks, and wardrobe design to elongate her frame and emphasize her haunting eyes. Her hair was styled to give her a more refined, sculpted appearance, and her voice was carefully trained for the transition to sound films. Garbo's transformation turned her into a divine presence on screen, admired for her beauty and mystique. She remains proof that Hollywood could craft an image so powerful it became unforgettable. Sophia Loren. Sophia Loren, the Italian star who conquered Hollywood, was initially considered too exotic for mainstream American cinema. Early in her career, she was encouraged to alter her appearance to fit a more glamorous standard. Her teeth were straightened, her eyebrows carefully reshaped, and her makeup adjusted to highlight her full lips and captivating eyes. Hollywood costuming emphasized her curves, turning her into a symbol of Mediterranean allure. What made Loren unique was that she embraced the changes without losing her natural charm. The transformation elevated her from a struggling actress in Italy to an international sensation, winning an Academy Award and a permanent place in Hollywood history. Her story proves how carefully crafted images could launch stars to global fame. Mae West. Mae West, known for her wit and sultry persona, was not considered naturally beautiful by Hollywood's conventional standards. With a round face and average looks, she relied on theatrical tricks to reinvent herself. Heavy makeup, bold lipstick, and perfectly arched eyebrows gave her an exaggerated glamour. She carefully crafted her wardrobe to highlight her curves, creating the illusion of a bombshell figure. Her hair was styled in platinum waves, and her exaggerated poses became part of her charm. West's allure was less about natural beauty and more about confidence, wit, and presentation. She proved that with artificial enhancement, sharp style, and personality, an ordinary woman could dominate the screen and become an unforgettable Hollywood legend. Bette Davis. Bette Davis, one of the greatest actresses of the Golden Age, was often criticized for her unconventional looks. Early in her career, Warner Brothers transformed her appearance with carefully applied makeup that emphasized her large, expressive eyes. Her hair was styled in ways that softened her sharp features, and her costumes were chosen to flatter her figure. Unlike many stars, Davis never relied solely on beauty. She embraced her unique look and used Hollywood's tools to enhance, rather than hide, her unconventional appearance. The transformation allowed her to become both a glamorous star and a powerhouse actress. Bette Davis demonstrated that beauty in Hollywood could be crafted not just with looks, but with undeniable talent and screen presence. Judy Garland. Judy Garland, beloved for her role as Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, was transformed heavily by MGM. In her early years, she was considered plain, with a round face and uneven teeth. The studio forced her to wear caps on her teeth, gave her constant makeovers, and even bound her chest to maintain a youthful image. She was placed on strict diets and prescribed pills to control her weight, creating a carefully manufactured screen persona. Her hair was styled into glossy curls, and her makeup gave her a fresh, girl-next-door charm. While Garland's talent was undeniable, much of her appearance was the result of Hollywood's artificial efforts to craft her into America's sweetheart. Marlene Dietrich. Marlene Dietrich, originally from Germany, entered Hollywood with a striking but unconventional look. To compete with American stars, she underwent a full transformation. Her teeth were capped, her eyebrows plucked into thin arches, and her cheekbones emphasized with dramatic contouring makeup. Cinematographers often use special lighting to highlight her sharp bone structure and create her signature glamorous aura. Her hair was bleached blonde, adding to her exotic mystique. Dietrich herself took control of her image, insisting on bold costumes and tailored suits that enhanced her persona. She wasn't naturally the divine figure audiences adored, but through artifice and style, she became one of Hollywood's most elegant and unforgettable icons. Ava Gardner. Ava Gardner's natural beauty was undeniable, but when she first entered Hollywood, MGM insisted on refinement. Born a farmer's daughter from North Carolina, she had an earthy, unpolished look. The studio whitened her teeth, reshaped her eyebrows, and styled her hair into soft waves that highlighted her striking features. Makeup artists emphasized her full lips and flawless skin, crafting the image of a sultry goddess. Gardner also underwent extensive voice coaching to soften her accent and fit the glamorous Hollywood mold. While she eventually became one of the most stunning women of her time, much of her public image was the result of deliberate artificial enhancement, proving that even natural beauty was never enough in old Hollywood. Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor is remembered as one of the most beautiful women in cinematic history, but her transformation into a legend was carefully manufactured. As a child actress, she had an awkward look, with unruly brows and ordinary hair. MGM stylists reshaped her image, giving her those perfectly arched eyebrows, glossy black hair, and dramatic makeup that highlighted her violet eyes. Taylor's appearance was further refined with glamorous costumes that emphasized her curves and projected royal elegance. Hollywood worked tirelessly to craft her as the ultimate screen beauty, overshadowing her youthful awkwardness. Over time, Taylor embodied perfection, but the transformation reminds us how even the most iconic stars were carefully engineered for fame and immortality. Jean Harlow. Jean Harlow, the original blonde bombshell, was not born with the platinum look that made her famous. Naturally a brunette, she transformed her appearance through extreme hair bleaching, a process so harsh it reportedly damaged her scalp. Her eyebrows were plucked razor thin, her lips painted in bold red, and her costumes tailored to highlight her curves. MGM promoted her as the ultimate sex symbol, turning her into an archetype for future Hollywood starlets. Behind the glamour, Harlow was a product of relentless studio crafting, from her hair to her clothing. Though her beauty became iconic, it was largely artificial, proving once again that Hollywood's golden age relied as much on transformation as on natural charm. Hollywood's golden age gave us legends, but behind the glittering lights, much of that beauty was manufactured. From hair bleaching to painful procedures, strict diets, and carefully staged makeovers, the studios worked tirelessly to craft perfect images for the screen. These stars were admired as timeless icons, yet many of them started as ordinary people reshaped by Hollywood's demands. Their transformations remind us that fame often comes at a cost, and beauty, as we see it on screen, is rarely natural. What do you think? Were these stars truly beautiful, or were they simply products of Hollywood's illusion?